Good morning. This is granola day, and I'm really not sure why anybody would buy granola. It's pretty expensive, and I think the majority of them use oils that are not good for you, like vegetable oil, corn oil, soy oil, canola oil. Did I say that? And really, it's so easy to make. So easy to make. You know, your ingredients are fresh and you can make it how you want. So, we always use old-fashioned oats. And I buy them pretty much anywhere. The recipe, I double my recipe every single time. So, we're going to use 6 cups of oats. This is a 3.5 quart bowl, and it just holds this amount of granola, or the ingredients to make this amount of granola. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can see, it is not particular. You know, I didn't level it off and weigh it. We just don't have to do that this time. So we're going to add now 3 cups of the good stuff. So I've got my walnuts. These are walnut halves and pieces. I don't buy the fancy ones. And I have just rough chopped them. Walnuts are good for you for so many reasons. Your skin. I don't recall. I did the research when I was choosing my nuts. Now, you can add whatever nuts you want. And this just happens to be what I have today. Sometimes I add pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, all that. So we are struggling to get our package open. And since it's the end, I'm just going to make it really easy and cut it. I'm using slivered almonds. You can get everything that you need. Maybe not flax seeds, although I'm pretty sure Trader Joe's carries flax seeds. But at a normal grocery, you can get everything that you need for granola. Even avocado oil, because that's what we use. All right, so this is cup 2 of our goodies. And I have cherries, and I've added cherries. I'm not a big raisin fan in my granola. When they bake, I think it's not that they burn. I don't know. I don't like baked raisins in my granola. I don't even have raisins in my house, quite frankly. This is organic flake coconut, and as you can see, it's from Trader Joe's. It is unsweetened. We're not adding any sugar to our granola. We don't even use brown sugar. I love coconut. Yum. Oh, that smells so good. It smells so good. It smells so good. All right. We're going to get a wooden spoon. And just quickly. Now, I've only got 2 more ingredients to add to this, which is my oil. And I have cut it down by half of what the original recipe was. I have done different things. I have mixed the oil and honey, and then you don't get that, you know, the big chunks that you get in the commercial stuff. Well, I love chunks of it. I don't like it when it just all falls apart. So that happens when you mix your honey And yep, your honey and your oil, because it's the sweetener that makes it all stick together. So if you blend it with your oil makes things not stick together. So get it? Anyway, this is 100% pure avocado oil. Chosen Foods has been tested and proven. I got this at Kroger. You can get it at Walmart and whatever your local shops are. So we've got 2/3 of a cup of oil, and I add it gradually so it's well distributed. And see how full this bowl is? The other thing about granola is it's not particular. Did I already say that? You can add spices to it. You can add ginger. You can add cinnamon. You can add cloves, nutmeg, or this is chai seasoning that I use in my turmeric milk at night. You can add that. I just like plain, well, obviously not plain. I like to taste the goodies, the nuts and the coconut. I do have some dried cherries in the cabinet, but I don't know. So I measure the oil first, and then the oil coats the glass measuring cup and prevents the honey from being so stuck to the sides. This just kind of blops out. Now, this is raw honey. I only buy raw honey. It keeps everything alive. And this honey is on the edge of coagulating. Can you see that? It crystallizes. Can you see it? All right, I'm going to help this along a little bit. And we're only putting in a cup. And again, see, this is, you can make your adjustments depending on how you like it. You can add maple syrup. You can combine maple syrup and honey. So, see what I mean? It's kind of crystallizing. This is just on the edge of being able to use it for granola. And I will gently heat what's left to make it liquid again. On very low heat. Okay, we're not there yet. And I probably wouldn't have to add any more, but I'm going to. All right, so watch this. This is what happens when you oil. And normally I add this gradually, but I'm teaching you, so I'm showing you. See, it didn't stick to the sides. A little bit in the bottom. Don't really need a spatula. And now we stir. When it's more liquid than this, it's easier to stir. It's not going to make a difference to the granola. So I've got my oven heating to 300. And it bakes for 25-30 minutes. You want to stir it at 15. And I'll show you that setup when we're ready for it. Okay, I'm going to pause you. Okay, we're back. So This is easier to stir if you have a wide low bowl, but it works. So I just divide this into 2 pans. The one on the right is larger than the one on the left. And because the honey is still a little gloppy in there, I alternate to make sure the ingredients are divided well. But again, not critical, because once it goes in the jar, there are going to be pieces that do crumble. And we use parchment, as you can see. Otherwise, it will bake on. Because at the end, we let it sit. We let it cool in the pan. And if you were cooling it against the metal, you would have to get it out with a chisel. Trust me, I know from experience. Okay, there's a little too much in here. So I'll be taking some out and putting it in the larger pan. I love this this large pan. It was a turkey roaster, and it's stainless steel. And this is the only aluminum pan I have left in the house. And I do not, sorry, I hit the camera with my head. So there's big glops of honey in here, like in here. But once it gets into the oven, it's going to warm it, liquefy it. And I'm going to be stirring it, remember? So it'll finish being distributed that way. All right, so this is not quite an inch deep with granola. And that's about where you want to keep it. So we're going to put it in the oven, 25 minutes, 300 degrees, and I stir it at 15. So you can set your timer for 15. That's my oven saying, I'm hot. You can set your oven for 15, stir it, and then set it for another 10. But I think mine usually goes 30, so we'll see how it goes today. Just goes in the center of the oven. So I pretty much keep the one rack completely in the center. Okay. Setting for 15 minutes on the timer. Whoop. And I'll see you back here when it's cooked. Okay. It's going to be just light, very light golden brown. Normally I store them on the shelf. And of course the heat just, billows out on my face, but I do it quickly, but this is fine too. So you can see the honey, how it's liquefied down here on the bottom. I hope you can see that. So we're just stirring, even though it doesn't look like it needs to be stirred. Sometimes it looks like it does. I don't know what changes it. Not a scientist. But so we're just mixing it up. And then kind of flattening it. We're doing that with both pans. And I don't know, I'm not sure if I said, but I reuse parchment paper. Of course, I reuse sweets with sweets and savory with savory. But it's just one of the frugal things that I do. And when it gets browned or really sticky with stuff, I get a new sheet. All right, so we've got another 10 minutes to go. And because it's been out longer, it may need a few extra minutes. But that's it for right now. And back we are. It has been 30 minutes. And this isn't quite, it's very interesting. It's not quite as golden as I like it. So we're going to put it back in. See how it's a little bit more gold on the bottom? So we're going to make sure we get that stirred up and mixed in so that there's not burned bits on the bottom. I don't like the taste of burned food any more than I like the taste of bitter. But I've been known to eat some burned granola before just because there's some pricey ingredients in here. Not, you know, I throw out the worst of the worst, but so like I said, we're going to try about 3 more minutes. And this is the issue. Small price to pay in my mind of making your own granola. You know, you may have to, at the end, you may have to put it in and get it out a couple times until it's exactly how you want. Okay. Be back in 3 minutes. So this was 3 more minutes. And it's going to go quick when it does go. All right, so we're just going to quickly stir it. Do I have to stir it? Probably not. Is that my type A or my anal personality? I don't know. Actually, this one looks like it's a little bit farther along. So we're definitely going to stir it. Put it back in for 3 more minutes and I think we'll have it. Okay, let's see what we got. I think this one is ever so slightly more golden than the larger pan. Just, I don't know if it even comes out on camera. But we're going to leave it at this. And now we're going to let this sit and cool. And then it will be, it gets those, it may be like a solid piece. So that's what we want. And then we'll break it up and we'll store it. So be back in an hour or so when it's cooled. All right. I'm excited. Okay. I'm pretty excited because I wasn't sure. I thought we might have to put this back in the oven to get granola that did this. Isn't this awesome? Look at that. But we don't. It did it. It did what we wanted. So I recommend storing in a glass. Can you see that? Oh, glass airtight jar. I guess not. Anyway, this one has a metal lid, so it's not completely airtight. So let me. Anyway, I'm just really excited. Now I know. You can go a little more golden brown. It definitely works. And I'm not sure if I prefer this way or more golden brown. You just risk burning it if you go darker. So, see how the oats don't stick? And there's some here on the pan. It's like glued on. So, I probably will use this parchment paper one more time. Whether you reuse parchment paper, it's completely up to you. So I would say, yes, this is sticky. So as air gets to the stuff in the jar, it'll probably get more gummy. But right now it's good. And we're not at the peak humidity for summer, which is why the airtight jar, or a plastic container too. If you've got one of those Tupperwares, I just don't have plastic in my house. So, I mean, I have a couple things, but I just prefer glass. All right, well, thanks for being here with me. Oh, yeah, I'm so delicious. And I know it's good for me. It's exactly what I like. Has the least amount of fat. You might even be able to cut it down even more. I'm not sure. But subscribe. Ask me questions. So comment. If you make this, let me know how it worked for you. If you have any questions, it's really very basic. But okay, have a great day.